Hi everyone, I'm Alana. Welcome to Accelerating on Reinventing DGA. In our last video, we laid the groundwork with the 5 control tables for our race spreadsheet. Today, we're taking the next big step by building the registration table and adding necessary controls. Why is this so important? Registration is the heart of race day. It's used to determine rider positions and heat assignments. What we accomplish today will have a direct impact on the smooth execution of race day operations. Let's dive in. To start, I've already created a table on the Registration tab, complete with some conditional formatting. These visual clues will help guide us as we finish setting up the table. Our table contains 6 columns and the structure is straightforward. Registration order, member number, rider name, plate number, and 2 class columns, one for the final race event and one for the original registration. First up is the registration order column. This will be a sequential number list. Recall that the rider's registration order determines starting positions and heat assignment. To automate the numbering, we are going to use the row function, as dynamic formulas like sequence don't work in tables. This formula counts the rows starting from the header to the current cell position. Because the count includes the header, we need to subtract 1 to ensure accurate numbering. Let's test it by adding some rows and checking that the table updates properly. Fantastic! Next is the member name column. This serves as a reference for other columns, so we're going to tackle it early. To make the list easier to navigate, we start by creating a list of sorted member names on the Control tab. Riders must be members to participate, so we'll apply data validation here using the dynamic list as a source. Don't forget to include the pound symbol to ensure the entire list is referenced. Now let's tackle the member number column. Initially, I thought about making this a control, but there were 2 challenges. First, most riders don't remember their numbers, so we wind up looking up the information anyway. And second, last season the assignment of membership numbers changed. Family members now share the same number. Because our membership is fairly consistent, we reuse information. So we're going to use the let function to create a multi-conditional lookup formula that looks for both new members or former members that haven't purchased a current membership. The first condition will match the member name in the member table and return their number. If no match exists, we will return the value new. The second condition will use an if statement to flag entries where a name exists but no number is found, or 0. We're going to pre-populate the plate number based on the plate 1 column from the membership table. Riders usually stick to the same number, so this will save time. However, there are occasions when we may need to override this with a manual entry. This would occur if a rider has a different plate number or needs to borrow another member's bike because of mechanical issues. The class column needs to be restricted to those that are available this season. Again, we'll use data validation to manage this. This time it will be linked to our dynamic class list from the Control tab. Finally, the registered class column keeps track of the original registration data, even if changes occur. To automate this, we use a simple macro that copies the class column data and pastes it into the registered class. This reduces manual errors and speeds up the process. With the initial registration process complete, it's time to look at canceled events. To start us off, I've added a name cell, min riders, for the minimum number of riders required per event. Step 1 of the formula creates a list of all registered classes and their total riders by counting the number of registered riders for each unique event. Step 2 of our formula filters the list to show only events that A, have fewer riders than the minimum, and B, are not canceled. Step 3 evaluates the registration by row and uses a LAMBDA function to join all rider names that are registered for each event. Finally, the HSTACK function combines the canceled events list with the corresponding rider names. To test, let's update the minimum riders. Looks good. As AFTA supports its youngest riders, we wouldn't cancel the youth event. So let's cancel the Pro-Am event and see what happens to the list. We will do this by changing the class on the registration table to Event Canceled. Another success. To make the workbook reusable for future events, we need a way to clear data while maintaining the structure. We'll automate this with VBA. We'll add a confirmation dialog box to prevent accidental clearing. The remainder of the macro will clear data from the columns D to G in the registration table and reapply the default formula for the plate number lookup. Finally, let's set up the round information that is used for record keeping and needed to track results over the season. I've created a drop-down for the round number. We'll use the XLOOKUP function to populate the location and date based on the event table in our Control tab. You'll also notice that I've added instructions to the tab for guidance. This ensures that future users can complete the registration process with ease. That's it for today's video. Registration is the heart of race day, and by building this table and its controls, we've set a solid foundation for everything that follows. In our next video, we're taking on the challenge of setting up heat order using random number calculations. It's going to be complex, but fun. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe. We'll see you next time on Reinventing DGA.